want you to make your resolution. And I'm really about to do the same thing. You can be seated if you want to. But I hope to maybe spark a different idea in your mind tonight. And I want to read you guys a scripture that's not very read or looked into much. Can we get that up there? It's Matthew 26, 14 through 16. It says, "Then one of the 12, the one called Judas Iscariot, went to the chief priests and asked, 'What are you willing to give me if I hand him over to you?' So they counted out for him 30 silver coins. From then on, Judas watched for an opportunity to hand him over. Him who he's handing over is Jesus, for those of you who don't know. But I want you to catch something that right in the first verse it says, then one of the 12, Judas Iscariot. Do you catch that? That's not just some random person, it's one of the 12. Jesus handpicked this guy to be with him for 3 years. And you're like, well, okay, what are you trying to get at? And I want you to think about that. 3 years. What did Judas see in those 3 years? He saw Jesus heal people. He saw Jesus heal withered hands like they were deformed, and then boom, they're good. You know? Judas saw the biggest impromptu barbecue of all time. Okay? It was just like there. You know, and he wasn't just some guy who was sitting there enjoying the food. He was one of the guys with 2 baskets going to Jesus and being like, fill them up, sir. And then he would go and pass them out. I can't imagine that, having an empty basket, and then just bam, it's full. And he would see Jesus drive out demons, left and right. He would see Jesus walk on water. He would see Jesus go through the triumphal entry. That he saw all of this. And then you read this verse, and you see him ask, what are you willing to give me if I hand him over to you? You see him go to the priests. And when you put that all in context, that for 3 years, Judas saw all these amazing things, and then he's willing to sell Jesus for 30 pieces of silver. You're like, Judas, you're really dumb. Do you not know what you just saw? Have you not experienced it? Is it really worth that much to you? But it's really easy to start blaming him, to start calling him that. And I want to propose to you tonight that your life might look more like Judas than like Jesus. That our lives look more like the traitor than more like a lover. That we can easily pass blame. But what are the things you've seen Jesus do in your own life? That we proclaim he's the Prince of Peace, right? Yet we let anxiety rule our lives. We believe he's the great physician, and we let our sicknesses of sin overcome us. That we can go into a small group and they can ask you what you're struggling with, and you can be like, lust got me again, or lying got me again, or greed got me again, but I'll do better this week. Why not deal with it now? Isn't he good enough to take it away? Isn't that what he did? And yet so many times, instead of actually believing who he is, we let something else take over in our life. And I want to read you another couple of verses from the same chapter, 20 through 25. It says, when evening came, Jesus was reclining at the table with the 12. And while they were eating, he said, I tell you the truth, one of you will betray me. And they were very sad and began to say to him, one after the other, surely not I, Lord. There's more. There we go. Jesus replied, the one who has dipped his hand into the bowl with me will betray me. The Son of Man will go just as it is written about him. But woe to the man who betrays the Son of Man. It would be better for him if he had not been born. Then Judas, the one who would betray him, said, surely it is not I, Rabbi. Jesus answered, yes, it is you. And I want you to catch something. In the earlier verses, it said the 12 were going around and saying, it's not I, Lord. Surely it's not I, Lord. Lord, is it me? But then it gets to Judas and he says, surely not I, Rabbi. That if someone's a rabbi in your life, a teacher, you can look at them and you can follow them. It's like me looking at David and following him and agreeing with what he says, but as soon as I don't agree with what he says, I cannot follow him anymore. But if Jesus is your Lord, that makes him master, and that makes you slave. And you don't have a choice to disagree or agree. You have a choice to go where he goes. So are we like the 12, and that we see what Jesus has done, that we see he is the Lord, and we follow him? Are we like Judas, and we're willing to give him away for 30 pieces of silver? That we commit spiritual suicide, realizing that it's not enough. That for your New Year's resolution, I don't want you guys to pray, Lord, I want to get in the Word more. Or, Lord, I want to be part of the worship team. You can do all that. That's great. You can lose however many pounds you want to. That's good stuff. But I want you to pray tonight, right in this moment, is I ask that you pray that we allow Jesus to be enthroned in our life. That whatever is before him in our life, whatever idol we have placed before Jesus, whereas Judas put money before Jesus, whatever it is for you, I ask that you take this moment to pray that you remove it, and that Jesus removes it from your life and puts him back as number one in your life. Take this time to pray.